So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So I wanted to talk about the new level limit break characters, and I waited for the news to appear so we could get a full look at all the characters. So let's dive into it. We got 5 new level limit break, 4 movie legends, and the next Grand Voyage legend in We Want Sanji. So I guess we'll start with Sanji. And I actually think they did a really good job with him. Let's look at his maxed out captain ability. 4.5 times attack to the crew. Might be good to look at the old one too, because before he was a lot worse. 2.75 times attack. His own attack was 3 times and a minor HP boost, so this is a very big change. And the special 100,000 damage to all enemies, changes character slot, adjacent and block to matching, a small chain boost, and if you're a captain, you reduce the chain buffs by a bit. Chain debuffs. So now let's look at the buffs. 4.5 times to the crew, 1.3 times HP, recover 10 more matching, and Sanji himself has a 5 times attack. And if you use the captain action, you can't attack this turn, but when you do attack with the Sanji, you double his attack, so he'll be attacking with 10 times attack. One thing to note with Skywalk, I basically just read up on it because I have not used this Sanji for over a year, so my memory is a bit blurry. But basically, when you are up in the air with the Skywalk, sure, Sanji can't attack, but his captain multiplier is still active, so the crew will still have the 4.5 times attack, so pretty nice. And when skywalking, you also avoid all debuffs on you. It's similar to Sovamasque's captain action, except that Sovamasque can still attack, but Sanji can't, but when he does attack, he does a lot more damage. So yeah, very cool cap. Will obviously be really good in the upcoming Grand Voyage. And I think it will be fun in general, like 4.5 times isn't the worst, you can make it work, really. So, yeah, I'll be having a lot of fun with this Sanji, and he's also a really good sub now. 200,000 damage to all enemies. Changes all slots including block to character's own type, so now guaranteed full board orb manip. Boost chain multiplied by 1.4 for 1 turn. Reduces all the chain debuffs and burn and paralysis by 7 turns. And if you're a captain or friend captain, boost the base attack by plus 1200. Yeah, no complaints here. Super good sub. Extra bonus as captain. Yeah, I think he will see a lot of use now. I actually used him quite a bit as a sub before due to the orb manip and chain boost and being a Sanji for support. So yeah, really good now, and just 11 CD if limit break expanded. Moving on, we can take Bullet. In the past, Bullet was a 4 times attack booster for 3 colors. He boosted his own attack by 4.75 times, and Strength, Quick, and in characters had their own orbs matching, and Bullet hits with Rainbow Affinity to all units. And I let you think this cap is still not bad. The main issue with Bullet is his special. Just an HP cut, and you have an end of turn damage, depending on how much damage you deal. And with normal attack only still being very common, it was really that useful. So let's see now with level limit break. Now we got -1 CD, which is so good in general to have CD reducing in cap. Strength, Quick, and Int get a 4.75 times attack and 1.4 times HP boost. Bullet themselves will be 5 times attack. Strength, Quick, and Int still have Strength, Quick, Int slots as matching. And Bullet themselves have Rainbow Affinity and hits super effective against everything. So yeah, I thought they'd go more hard on making Bullet a bit higher attack, But I think the trade-off is alright, like now everybody are 4.75 times attack and can help out, with Bullet having the little extra and hitting hard against everything. So I don't think we can complain. I think they could have done more, but we take those. The interesting thing is the special though. Reduces the duration of all enemy damage nullification and barriers by 2 turns. That's a unique combo, I'm pretty sure. Like, those are 2 of the most uncommon debuffs to remove, and he removes both by 2 turns. That's actually really cool. Reduces all enemies' HP by 25%. These 2 times the damage dealt by his own attacks in non-type damage to all enemies. So that's the same as before. If you have the normal attack only applied, you boost strength, quick, and in-character's attack by 2.5 times for 1 turn, and boost Bullet's own base attack by 1000 for 1 turn. And yeah, I think that's a very good addition. It's basically the same treatment we to Duffy get now. Duffy even got buffed so he can do his job better, but when Duffy can't do his job, he gives an attack boost instead, so it's not useless, and this will just make Bullet more useful in general. And yeah, I'm super excited for these buffs. Sadly, my Bullet isn't quite maxed yet, so we'll take a time until I can use it. Moving on, we have Zephyr. Before, he was a shooter cap with nothing special going on, and his special HP cut, you add the tap timing damage and change shooter character slots including block to matching. So yeah, Zephyr was basically never used at all. Now he has -1 CD. Shooter characters get 5.25 times attack with matching slots, otherwise 4.5 times. I think that's a short drop in damage, but sure. Booster HP by 1.2 times, reduces damage by 10%, and if you do an ore boost, extend the duration by 1 turn. So if you do an ore boost in special, it will be buffed to 2 turns if it's 1 turn, and if you run double Zephyr, it becomes 3 turns. So the same as the Super Tandem Luffy, not bad. And that's nice synergy with his special, 30% HP cut. Shooter characters get attack boost for 3 turns, 2.25 times. 100 times character attack in tap timing damage for 3 turns. Change shooter slots, including block to matching. And if you have damage reduction when you launch the special, you reduce death up and damage reduction by 3 turns and bind the spear by 3 turns. Yeah, it's a pretty cool bonus for having damage reduction. It's just, I can't come up with anything like this that will let you get it consistently. But it's an additional team building option that I think is very interesting actually. So I think it's a pretty good buff, and since his special is 3-turn attack boost for shooters, he's pretty clearly designed to be used together with the Beckman and Lakaru legend that is coming. I think this is the smallest buff of all units though, but if you get him, max level limit break is definitely useful now at least. So we take those. Let's take Stampede Luffy now. Before, 4 times attack to side dex and strength, 20% damage reduction. His own attack boosted by 4.5 times. Side dex and strength had their own type slots matching, and reduced the spear paralysis by 10 turns. So basically a different take on Bullet's captain ability, but the main part of Stampede Luffy has always been the spear paralysis resistance. Like, this is really good today, but when he released, that was absolutely amazing. Special, 120 times his attack in non-type damage to all enemies. Boost attack and orbs for this character for 2 turns. Boost the base attack based on the HP. So yeah, just a super hard hitting unit, basically an older version of V2 Blackbeard, but you don't get more damage the more times you use the special. But you get the buffs for 2 turns, so that's pretty dope. But let's see the buffs. -3 CD for the character at start of the quest. Side X and strength characters get 4.5 times attack, 20% damage reduction. The character gets 5.25 times attack boost. Make side X and strength characters side X strength slots and action slot effects, same as before. And reduces the spear paralysis by 10 turns. And when you are below 30% HP, boost chain multiplier growth rate by 1.2 times. I think that's the same as the 6-star Yamato. So basically you will get higher base buffs, chain buffs when you hit perfects and greats basically. So nice extra damage you can get for free at low HP. Yeah, solid buff. He will be hitting harder and you can use his special early. Not much to complain about. Special, turn times his attack in non-type damage to all enemies. Changes character slot to Sai. Boost character's attack and orb boost by 3.25 times for 2 turns. And boost his base attack by plus 1000 for 2 turns. So basically now you get a guaranteed matching orb. And the base stat boost is set instead of HP dependent. And the attack and orb boost is buffed to 3.25 times. Very good. If you now have a Call Affinity boost, you buff it by plus 0.25 times. As long as it's launched by a side X and strength unit. So just a little extra for getting a Call Affinity boost. Obviously helps Luffy do more damage as well. And I think this is fair since it's a level in Brigadol, it's not a new legend like sure, V2 Blackbeard is a better version of this, but at least the Luffy hits harder from the beginning, so can't complain about that. And yeah, I still use this Luffy as sub a lot of the time, and this will just make him even better. And getting the matching or size slot also helps a lot. I used to run support just to guarantee a matching orb on Luffy, so now that slot is free. Yeah, I think it's a really good buff. But the best buff of them all is definitely Tesoro before. 3.75 times attack, 1.35 times HP, boost chance of landing on matching type slots, 4.75 times attack after landing 4 great strikes. And if you land a perfect strike, you reduce crew's attack. Special, 200,000 damage to all enemies, changes top and bottom character slots to matching, and set chain multiplier to 3.25 times for 1 turn. Like this, the special was still usable. Tesoro did see quite some use, I'd say, considering how old he is. He was definitely used more than the other movie legends. And now he's actually kinda crazy. And I have him maxed out, so I can start playing around with him right away. And now he boosts the amount of berries earned by 2.45 times. Not sure if that's the highest so far. I've not double checked because it doesn't really matter to me. 5 times attack for the crew, 1.35 times HP, boost chance of landing on matching slot. Gets a 5.5 times attack after landing 4 greats in a row. And landing a perfect strike reduces crew's attack by 40%. So still you want to avoid perfects, like you can finish with a perfect, but doing a perfect mid-run really messes up with your damage. And if you have 1 unit of each class on the crew, you also resist special bind and special reverse by 5 turns. And obviously that's a very cool bonus you can get, like resisting 2 of the most annoying debuffs in the game. And this really helps Tesoro like doing a good job against most content when he can resist that combo. Like even if his 5 turns doesn't really matter, that's like the standard that gets reversed, and if you run double Tesoro you increase it to 10 turns. Very interesting cap, but obviously the numbers could have been a bit higher since it's a great focus cap, but at least the final unit hitting will be hitting really hard, and that's what matters in most cases, I feel. The special is also really good, and it makes Tesoro one of the best buffed level limit break units so far, purely from a general usage perspective, especially since it's just 8 CD. So 5,000 damage to all enemies, changes top and bottom row character slots to the matching, and you perfectly lock the top and bottom row slots. You also get a 3.5 times chain lock for 1 turn, and if you hit 4 great strikes in 1 turn, you set the chain lock to 4 times for the next turn. So this is the first 4-time chain, and I'd say this is more like a very good bonus than the main thing about the unit, but sure, if you use the Tesoro, say, stage 4, and you hit 4 greats, like, yeah, you're set for the final stage, basically, so it's a very good bonus. But the main thing about this Tesoro, I feel like, is the fact that he's the first unit in the game that can do the unchangeable lock to any unit. And he's an 8 CD unit that can do it, like, it's insane. Sure, it's not for the middle row, but I'd say in most scenarios you can live without that. So, like, 4 perfectly locked orbs that can be changed at an 8 CD, that alone is crazy. On top of that, he also handles the chain lock for potentially 2 different stages. Like, this character is crack now, and I never used that word, but he's insane, and we'll see a ton of use. I already used a key on him, and I can recommend others doing that if you can get him level limit break maxed, like I have, luckily. But yeah, that's the new characters. Super excited to finally get them. I was afraid they'd skip the movie legends, but I'm happy that they all got buffed, and I look forward to the Grand Voyage versus Kuro. Will definitely be centered on V1 Sanji. The question is, will it be int fighter or int powerhouse? I'd guess int fighter, but we shall see. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.